Can you afford to invest in Cleveland area properties? I'm Josh Hammer, Senior Business Development Manager with Realty Trust Services, here with the answer. Cleveland rents just jumped faster than almost any other city in the country, and vacancy is still tight. If you're a renter trying to budget or an investor trying to find the next cash-flowing market, Cuyahoga County has some numbers you need to see. Let's break down vacancy, rent prices, and where the real investment opportunities is. Cuyahoga County is home to roughly 1.25 million people. And while the county's overall population has dipped slightly since, the rental market is doing the opposite. It's tightening. 59% of Cleveland households rent rather than own, which tells you this is fundamentally a renter city, and it's a deep, stable tenant pool that isn't going anywhere. The median household income in the county sits around $62,800, which is below the national median. A key reason affordability keeps demand for rentals strong even as prices climb. Cleveland is still one of the most affordable major metros in the country, sitting well below the national rent average, which is exactly why it keeps attracting both renters and investors. So real quick, let's talk about vacancy. Overall housing vacancy in Cuyahoga County sits around 10%. That figure blends both for sale and for rent inventory. Zooming in specifically on rental vacancy, the county runs noticeably tighter, closest to the 4% range, according to recent housing data, while under the national rent vacancy rate of roughly 7%. For comparison, Ohio State Ride runs rental vacancy at around 5.5%, already below the national average. Cuyahoga is running even tighter than that. So what does that mean in plain English? Landlords have leverage. Units are getting filled quickly. Competition among renters is real, and that scarcity is a big part of why rents have been climbing. One caveat for anyone tracking commercial and real estate: Cleveland's office vacancy, totally different market, has actually been rising. That's a commercial story, not a residential one. So don't confuse the two if you're researching this yourself. So what is the rental pricing breakdown? The average rent for an apartment in Cleveland proper is around $1,550 to $1,575 a month, up roughly 2 to 3% from a year ago. Broken down by unit size: studio, you're looking at $1,190. A one-bedroom, $1,450, two-bedroom, $1,800, and a three-bedroom, $2,700. But average had a huge range depending on neighborhood. On the affordable end, areas like Woodland Hills and West Park Camps Corners offers one-bedrooms for $550 to $980. On the premium end, neighborhoods like Ohio City and Gordon Square and Little Italy push one-bedrooms up to $1,900 to $2,400, driven by walkability, dining, and new development. Zoom out to single-family rentals, and this is the headline numbers for investors. Single-family rent growth in Cleveland has been running around 9% year over year, ranking among the fastest-growing single-family rent markets in the country. Bottom line, multifamily rent growth is steady and moderate, but single-family homes are the hot segment right now. So what does this mean for investors? Cleveland checks a lot of boxes. Investors look for low entry prices, a deep and reliable renter base, tight vacancy, and rising rents. Median home values in the county remains well below the national average, meaning lower capital requirements to get into the market compared to coastal metros. Major local investment is fueling long-term housing demand. Think Cleveland Clinic's Innovation District expansion and Sherwin-Williams' new downtown headquarters, both of which are bringing new jobs and new renters into the market. Ohio overall is considered a landlord-friendly state, with efficient eviction processes and comparatively low property taxes relative to neighboring states, both meaningful factors for cash flow and risk management. For investors weighing strategy, buy and hold single family is where the strongest rent growth is happening right now. Value-add multifamily in transitional neighborhoods, areas like Ohio City, Detroit Shoreway, Gordon Square, can capture appreciation as revitalization continues. Always run your own numbers on price-rent ratio by neighborhood. Cleveland's affordability varies block by block, and that ratio tells you whether an area favors buyers or rentals. So here's the takeaway. Cuyahoga County and Cleveland specifically is a market where vacancy is tight. Rents are climbing steadily, and investors still have room to get in at a reasonable price point. If you're thinking about renting, budget for continued increases. If you're thinking about investing, single family is where the momentum is right now. If this helps you understand the Cleveland rental market, hit subscribe. Next up, I'm breaking down Lorain County, right next door, where the numbers tell a very different story. For a free portfolio assessment, visit propertymanagementoh.com, set up a free consultation. God bless America, and God bless you on the 250th birthday of our great nation. I'm Joshua Nairmore with Realty Trust Services, and I'll be seeing you